I am joined right now by Gervase, one of the co-founders of Health and Her, a company also active in the menopause space. And we just celebrated World Menopause Day last weekend, so reason enough for me to check in with her. Gervase, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem, Kathrin.
Awesome. Gervase, do you want to talk a little bit about the work that you do at Health and Her?
Yeah, I'm the co-founder at Health and Her, and we created a menopause platform around 18 months ago, and I look after all the products and the range curation as well as the own label development of all our own label products.
And so you just had a bit of an announcement for World Menopause Day. Do you maybe want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had some really exciting news. We actually launched our app, which is one of our customers called a personal trainer for menopause. And we created this app because we knew that women needed a way to be able to manage their symptoms, but manage them in a way that was easy for them. But also we wanted to use like clinically proven techniques, so things like CBT, and really using our kind of experts in their field to actually help women manage the individual symptoms. And we also we took our symptom tracker and we actually put that on the app. So on a day-to-day basis, women can track their symptoms and also start to understand what triggers those symptoms, be it caffeine, spicy foods. You know, for example, from our research, we know that a lack of sleep exacerbates symptoms. So we wanted to create this kind of in your pocket, everyday thing that reminds you even to do your pelvic floor exercises, 3 times a day, drink water, when to take your supplements. We wanted to create, this kind of way of women being able to use something that reminds them every day, but also helps them take control of their menopause as well.
Awesome. So you mentioned you've been working on Health and Her for a while, 18 months.
Yeah.
And so you obviously you have a bit of an overview of the menopause space, and sort of from your work, I'm curious what are some of the maybe trends you've seen in the menopause space, but also in terms of obviously the topic of menopause has been stigmatized for far too long. Do you think over these 18 months, or maybe even before that, have we made some progress in terms of destigmatization, in terms of awareness? Are you seeing a change?
We're seeing a massive change. And when we started thinking about this concept, it's nearly 3 years ago, there really wasn't anything out there, and it didn't feel like it spoke to women who were going through maybe perimenopause, but also, it didn't really talk to women in their 50s as though they were in their 50s. And we felt like that was just a massive opportunity. And we're seeing that being really kind of challenged now, with celebrities talking about it, the likes of Davina McCall and, Zoe Ball talking about it. Actually is bringing it all to the forefront and really normalizing it, but also making it understandable for kind of everyday women to say, okay, it doesn't make me feel like, I'm past it, or any of these kind of negative connotations. It really helps them kind of feel like normalized. But even things like, there's so much more social media, there's so many more, so much well covered in the press, it just feels like it's definitely becoming normalized. But I still think there is, from our point of view, there's a massive gap where it's about some of the other symptoms that we don't talk about. And, there's lots of people who've done a great job talking about, vaginal dryness and normalizing some of those conversations about understanding your body. And actually for us, it's really important that we talk about all the symptoms, because every woman has a slightly different menopause, and it's about saying, actually, we're all slightly different. So let's find a way that we can all manage it through it. So that's for us, I think, is the next challenge. And we're starting to see perimenopause being talked about. And we just launched the UK's first perimenopause supplement 4 weeks ago. So that's going really well. But it's like talking about that stage in a woman's life when she may still be having, she's still menstruating, but actually she may be suffering from, especially some of these cognitive symptoms. And actually that can be really impacting. So it's definitely like, it feels like there's so many opportunities and still so much to do, and so many things to look at. It's definitely a white space for people in the market.
For sure. So you already spoke a little bit about perimenopause, and that you launched the first product in this space. Is this also maybe looking forward a little bit? What's sort of in the works over at Health and Her? Are you going to be working a little bit more also in the perimenopause?
Yeah, and we see like a lot of our customers are perimenopausal customers. So they kind of come to us saying, I'm experiencing these things. Is this the menopause? And we're like, okay. And we really try to get women to use the symptom tool to understand, are these symptoms related to menopause? Are they not? And get that understanding so they can almost take control of it and understand it themselves. So we do get lots of queries coming through of people, they're not quite sure where they are.
Do you see any change with regards to women's health, about menopause literacy, sort of, that, kind of the knowledge about menopause is kind of picking?
Definitely. And I think as well, women are becoming more knowledgeable about their own bodies, and, they'll go to their GP and they'll challenge their GP and they'll come, with, information printed, really have thought about the things that they need. I think that's definitely changing, and women are really taking control of their own health. That's definitely a trend we've seen coming. Women are becoming more well informed. So I think that's a great thing in general. We've seen it, within periods, people feeling more comfortable and saying, actually, that doesn't seem quite right, and really challenging the kind of status quo. So yeah, lots of stuff, kind of good stuff going on there too.
Wonderful. So that's a quite somewhat optimistic outlook, I'd say. So let's hope it continues sort of with that trend in the upcoming year. Gervase, thank you so much for being here today.
No problem at all. Thank you, Kathrin.
Thank you.